Hey, it's Miguel Lloyd, your host of Life Full Circle Radio, and as always, I want to say thank you for giving us a part of your day. We are once again getting deeper into this election season, and so some people will call it a holiday season. People love this time of the year. It's just like their Super Bowl, man. I tell you, but I'm ready for it to be over. This first time tuning into Life Full Circle Radio, what we do is we take subject matter off the headlines, we dig a little bit deeper into it. Today we're going to be talking with a phenomenal woman by the name of Marquita Miller. Marquita she's a business owner, owns a tax preparation and business solutions business. We'll dig into that. She's an event host. She is a motivation speaker, a coach, and just all around a good person. I had an opportunity to meet her, and it's all about social media. We'll tell this story when I get her on the line. But you just those 1 or 2 degrees of separation. It's amazing the type of people you can get connected to. But before we get into it, let's talk about today's episode. Is brought to you by Miguel, the all new MiguelLloyd.com. That's MIGUELLOYD. That's 3 L's in the middle.com and mywordcentral.com. Check out those websites. If you're interested in being a guest or a sponsor on Life Full Circle Radio, visit MiguelLloyd.com. Hit the bookings tab. You can fill out the form and give us a little bit of information about you or your business. We'll definitely get back to you. We're well over 100,000 unique downloads of our podcast and counting. So if you want to be a part of this, just contact us. I promise you it'll be time well spent. Let me bring in our guest, Marquita Miller. As I mentioned, she is from Kansas City, Missouri, and she is a dynamic woman. I had the opportunity to spend some time with her last week as I was a part of her No More Excuses, Only Results events. Good morning, Marquita. How are you this morning?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for giving us the time. I know you are a busy person out there, getting with all your business strategies and giving everybody great tax advice and being a mom and doing your thing. But I appreciate you giving us your time this morning.
No, thank you so much for the opportunity to have me on. Also, thank you for coming and blowing up the stage on the platform last weekend at No More Excuses, Only Results Atlanta. We appreciate your knowledge, a wealth of knowledge that helped to position and shift business owners to the next level. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I want to talk to you today because I thought about you as for folks who are listening. We're recording this podcast on October the 6th. Less than a little over a month away from the 2016 presidential election, as well as all of your local elections. Let's not forget that, because people get lost into the hype of all the national stuff and forget all politics is local. But we're about a month away from the election. And right now, a couple of days ago, there was an issue New York Times released, Donald Trump's taxes from 1995. And, of course, everybody has been that's like red meat in this conversation. And so I wanted to talk about that. But before we get into that, the purpose of that, let me give the listeners a little bit of understanding. Marquita is a tax professional. She's a tax expert. And I want to get into that conversation about businesses, whether it be small, mid-sized, or humongous businesses who take advantage of those tax laws to benefit their business growth and their personal incomes and their personal lifestyles. Because I think a lot of times we get lost in being in obviously IRS is the scariest collection agency that there is. And so we want to make sure we're doing everything the proper way. But then what is proper changes almost every year. And so that's why you need a good tax professional who can help you through that process. So tell us, Marquita, about how you got started in accounting, tax prepping, and of course, evolving into business solutions.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you that I've owned my business for the last 17 years. Prior to that, I worked for major corporations in their tax department, Black & Veatch, a global company where they send employees overseas to work on projects. I work for them in their tax department, Commerce Bank. So working in the corporate America scene with the skill set, and then determined to make a step. And I really enjoyed working one-on-one with the individual person to help where I could understand what their goal was, what they were trying to accomplish, and be involved in that process from the beginning to the end. So we set out to open up 5-Star Tax and Business Solutions. At that point, the focus for 5-Star was heavily, as the name would say, tax preparation and financial planning. but probably 5 years into it, we evolved. Tax preparation is still what we do, but we say that we help you to start, grow, and connect your business. And so accounting is a large part of our business, core business, and we're going to talk about that when we talk about some of the Trump conversation. Accounting is a large part of the process. Payroll, business startup, coaching, helping you to understand your revenue, as well as the tax preparation for individuals and businesses. And so we've been going strong. And as any business owner, when you get in business, business is never a constant. It should be always progression and forward moving, and staying with the innovation of what people need and how you're able to provide the solutions that your customer base needs, so that you can be their solution go-to person. So that's how we got into it. And from there, people just called on me quite a bit to talk about entrepreneurship, because there are great tax savings in entrepreneurship. I mean, I can't tell you the number of couples that I would sit down with, and they come to review their tax, and they'd be like, wow, we made this much money, but where is it? We don't see it. We don't feel like we've seen that come through. And so we start talking, and then especially the more that they make, it'd be like it would seem like they're paying more taxes, right? So I had to talk them through what are some strategies where you can keep more of your money, but also even potentially make more money, but have some legal processes and strategies to allow you to keep more of it and reduce your taxes. And I can tell you, entrepreneurship is one of the top ways. And so from there, people just started calling on me to talk about entrepreneurship, and from the standpoint of how-tos, and then the standpoint of how to expand it, and then how to maintain it, and how to get motivated. And, doors just begin to open up, and now I write for Black Enterprise Magazine in the business segment, as well as I'm on the local Fox Network monthly as the business coach, and the local CBS TV station as the Money Matters girl. So it's been an awesome journey to see the development and the involvement of the business.
No, that's amazing, because I do want to talk to you later on in the conversation about how you've had successfully navigated those media relationships. But I want to go back to two things you talked about. Entrepreneurship is a scary word to a lot of folks, and I like to have these family conversations, right? For some reason, there's a struggle when you start talking to Black folks about being entrepreneurs. It's just something scary about it. Something scary about taking a portion of your money or a portion of your time, pursuing that passion, and not knowing day in and day out how you're going to make money off of it. Understanding that that's how people get rich. That's how people change their mindset. That's how people change their circumstances. But that is something that Black folks seem to be pretty scared to do. Would you agree?
I think it's starting to change some. It all starts with the mind. It does all start with the mindset. And what is so amazing that is minorities, we have been doing business, period. We may not have been doing it the streamlined way. I always refer to it as we may have been doing it the hustle way.
That's right.
But it was the streamlined, and it just takes a mindset to shift you from doing it just happenstance to being intentional, being purposeful. Because what's really scarier to me than starting a business? What's more scarier to me is having my destiny, my family's financial future at the stake of a business owner that I don't know what they may. If they decide I'm too much of an expense and then I have to go, that's scarier than me setting my own destiny, to set my own ability to make what I desire to make, as opposed to wait on someone to say, I think you're worth 25 cents additional this year.
Right.
No, that scares me.
Right. No, you're exactly right. I know a lot of folks in my years, in entrepreneurship as well as working in the corporate sector. And like you said, folks want to get that 3%, they want to get that 3% raise, and they want to, and it's amazing to me how many six-figure Black folks we have out here who don't think it's a smart move. They rather pay 35% in taxes than to go out here and start a small business based on their passion, and not understanding they could be writing off a lot of what they're doing while they're building their business, right? You're a VP, or you're a market manager, or a mid-level manager, and you're working HR, and you're an expert in HR. You could start a business in coaching HR to small businesses. And next thing you know, every lunch, every meal, every meeting that you have could be something that you can be writing off, bringing down your taxable income while you're building your business.
Absolutely. I can't tell you the number of opportunities that people in corporate America have when you see something that you want to change, but your company says, no, we're not interested. No, we don't think that should go that direction. Mm-hmm. Guess what? That's a landed idea of success on your heart. Mm-hmm. And if they reject that, then you just were able to create another stream that doesn't conflict with your employer, but allows you to operate on that opportunity as a consultant. When I went to D.C. probably a couple of years ago to lobby for some entrepreneurship benefits for veterans, wow, on the Hill, everybody had a consulting firm. And I had never experienced that before. That everybody, I mean, that was the retirement plan, was a consultant. Everybody had a plan to go into being a consultant. And I thought, wow, if they think this way on the Hill, why are we not thinking this way across the country? And so because simply what you said, once you do that, simple things that even if you don't spend any other additional money, things that you pay every month right now, like your mortgage payment or your rent, if you have an office that's used regularly and exclusively, those are things that you can begin to deduct that you've already been paying.
That's right.
So it is the money management. It's a system. It's a mindset. And it's a strategy.
Yeah, it is absolutely a strategy. I've been an entrepreneur. Even when I was in corporate America, I still, had different, and I'm not afraid of the word hustle. I had different hustles, right? And we kind of say that jokingly, but it is what it is. It's a language that we understand, but it's always been legal and it's always been above board. And it's always been something that says, okay, especially before I had a wife and children. Hey, I got 18 hours a day that I'm up. Why not find something else that I can do to fill that time that I enjoy, right? And I can make money doing it. Even going all the way back to college. Marquita, I was a bartender in college. And to me, I would bartend in some of the more popular places in town. And I said, well, I'm in the room with some of these people I would be hanging out with if I was on the other side hanging out having fun, but I'm making money doing it. That just was always my mindset. Yeah. Instead of paying the admission fee to come into the spot, I'm on the other side and interacting and socializing with them anyway. And that's something that we miss. Absolutely, and being paid to do it. And that's the part that we need to understand. That how can we take our passions, things that we love to do, even in our spare time, and find ways to either generate revenue from it, or if you have a nonprofit or if you're volunteering, talk to us about that. Let's talk about the people who are afraid to start a business, but they may be a basketball coach or a football coach or work with the Girl Scouts or whatever, and they still don't take advantage of those tax advantages of what they're sowing their time and energy into those sites, or even working at their church, and don't take advantage of that to also bring down their taxable income.
Absolutely. You're so dead on. I love it. You're so dead on. I mean, you have to think like that. Whatever you love to do, I always say, if I enjoy doing it, and when I coach with clients, if you love doing it, you enjoy doing it, you would do it for free, then I say, okay, the question is, how can you monetize it? Because anything that you enjoy doing, you're going to be willing to put time into it, and it's not even going to seem like work.
Absolutely.
So then let's just think about a better question. One of my mentors says, when you ask a better question, you'll get a better answer. So what is it? How can we monetize this? Where is it an opportunity for you to save money or bring money? We always talk about, and I'm guilty of that. I love to talk about making more money. But the flip side is if you can save money, you're making more money as well.
That's right.
And so
that's right.
When you drill down on that affords you opportunities that you're like, wow, I could have done that, and I could have been saving dollars. I had someone who, case in point, one of my clients, she was giving to a not-for-profit organization. Well, actually, it wasn't even set up as a not-for-profit organization. She just would every month take care of young girls, getting their hair done, their nails done, and she used it as an opportunity to mentor them and talk about things of what was